Oscar? Yeah, it made me pick a time, which is kind of weird. Pop this out. Sorry for being a little bit late again. One of these days I'm gonna get it back earlier. It's just lately it's just really hard with. It's just a super busy time of the semester, and I'm just like extra low on sleep compared to the standard. Try to sneak in a couple hours. In the 8 o'clock class, especially like having to get to the other town over, and it being a class that I haven't taught before in a different university I've never taught at. I just added some extra time considerations. Now, it's still possible for us to make one more run at Diamond. We're gonna try. I did play one game off stream earlier today. Try to go there. Obviously, if we demote one more time, that's gonna be impossible. But if we can get to like Platinum 2 by the weekend, I could go. Oh, then they're just gonna ban or pick like Leona. I guess I can just pick Kale. I guess.
I see you lack judgment.
Kind of bold to first pick Soraka. I mean, they could still go Leona or Nautilus, which would be a little frustrating. But I think that like the build with Guardian's actually like not terrible into those champs. What do you think about Janna? I think Janna's really strong right now.
Are you the hunter or the prey?
I think Janna is she's pretty solidly tier 1 right now. I mean, I should maybe be playing her even more. Fizz is obnoxious. Yeah, Fizz and Jarvan are two champs I did not want to see right there. Sadie, what is it? What's up, Jesus? So we're gonna see what the last pick is. If it's a lot of CC, if it's like a Leona or a Nautilus, then we're gonna get Mikhail's. What about Swain?
Let me guide you.
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead and keep Ingenious Hunter. But yeah, so the Enchanters are pretty good right now. I like Soraka a little bit more than Janna. I mean, Janna has better peel, but Soraka just has better sheer scaling. I think they'll both be... I'm going to change the camera real quick. I think they'll both be way better next week once the preseason comes on and tanks start coming about a little bit. Not only are tanks going to be pretty solid, in that circumstance, but they're also nerfing. So they're nerfing Conqueror, which is going to make tanks a bit better, but they're also nerfing Aftershock, And that's something that's making a lot of these hard engaged champs a lot tankier than they should be in the early games. Those are the types of things that are making like Nautilus and Leona pretty much unkillable in the early game. Because they're going to lose, if you think about it, on an all-in engage at like level 2 or 3 or something like that, they're going to be losing like 40 or 50 resistances in that all-in in the early game in the first 2.5 seconds. So that's going to make them a lot more susceptible to to sort of counter strikes.
Where am I needed?
And then if tanks start coming back up a little bit,
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
that's going to help Enchanters out quite a bit too.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Hey, what's up, Shem? Is Senna really popular? I don't think she's that popular compared to most champions that I've seen. Like, on release, it's almost impossible to play, like, new champions, in my experience. But, like, Senna, you can get almost any time you want. Like, I feel like she's not really banned that much, and she's not really picked, like, that much.
Of mine.
I feel like her win rate is pretty low, too. I don't know for sure. I mean, it's not as low as I thought it was going to be. It seems like the option's there almost at every game. I almost never see her banned. Or picked, hardly. She's not as low as I thought she would be, but I think she's decidedly under 50%. Okay, maybe I don't know for sure.
A gunslinger. I'll let you.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
Okay. Well,
I lend my aid.
I don't know if he used his sums. I assume he probably did. So trading sums and getting first blood is probably pretty good. Okay, Jarvan's going middle. Damn, I missed both of those.
What must be done?
He's still got flash, man. I mean, we can't just not kill him. I think I killed him with an auto. So, I mean, she is doing better than I thought she would do. I don't know the exact,
Has been slain. An ally has been slain.
numbers or whatever on her. If you say she's 49%, I suppose you're pulling that off a stat website, so. Now, I have won several games where she was the ADC. I think her itemization makes more sense as ADC, but I just don't know.
The whole world is in battle.
I really want that coin, but I don't think we'll be able to get it. Really? If they could just delete those blast plants, that would be great.
Gracefully.
I'm gonna step into a zillion. I mean, I wouldn't step into a bomb for free in any situation. Like, if it's to save an, like, if you're saying, would I step into a bomb if a partner is, like, about to die from a zillion bomb? I might. But, I mean, I wouldn't just waste Guardian just to step into a zillion bomb, no. Just for fun. I don't know what for free means.
For peace of mind.
But, like, if it means that, like, if I didn't have a heal for my partner, if heal was on cooldown and my partner was gonna die from a bomb, yeah, and I could save him by proccing Guardian, I'd probably, yeah, I'd do it if I thought of it. Which I probably would. I mean, Jarvan's in our jungle, so we gotta be careful.
Pray not. I lend my aid.
No, I need to be here.
To heal.
Yeah, it just depends, Jason. I mean, I would try to not step into the bomb and heal them to use Guardian to block it if I could, because heal does trigger it as well. But if I didn't have heal ready, then I would. If it means I wouldn't die, I mean, yeah. Now, I guess I don't understand what the complexity is there. Because I feel like that's something... I feel like I must not be understanding the question, because I feel like everyone's going to try to proc Guardian to prevent damage.
This is my path.
Other than if the question is just like, would I save a heal? So is the question like, would I rather use my Guardian proc or a heal?
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. Oof, I thought I wasn't going to be able to heal him. Negates more damage than a zillion bomb? It depends. You know, a lot of it depends. I think I don't know the exact numbers. I think it's not going to negate a full bomb, probably. Because most zillions are going to max bomb.
The whole world is in balance.
And they got a water drake? That's annoying. When did they do that? Guess when they got priority in the lane or something? I'm not really sure. I think Zillion's fine. I mean, he's flavorful. He's got his own thing. I don't think Zillion necessarily needs a rework. I think he's fine. I mean, he's just niche. He's got a very specific sort of couple of things that he does. have loved that water drake. God, the freaking Swain's gonna be healed up to full. Water drake is just so demoralizing to go against in lane, especially as a poke champion. I mean, I think water drake's existence almost single-handedly like means that you're never gonna have a full-on poke meta, because that thing just counters it so hard.
Never waste a breath.
An enemy has been slain.
I heed their call.
It's so hard to like rank what the roles are gonna be in season 10 because I don't even know all the changes yet. There's like almost literally like 50 plus changes going on in season 10. But I think like if you're talking at the end of season 9, what full on, I'm just gonna go full on redemption here, I think.
The whole
And then we'll go Mikhail's after. They don't have enough CC to where I would want to rush Mikhail's. I mean, the Swain does make sense, but like, wow, I would get Mikhail's eventually. Wow, he roamed all the way top. That's pretty troll.
Shut down.
Real.
An enemy has been slain.
But yeah, so like, did he flash down here? Did he just flash? I thought I saw him flash, but I don't know if that's real or not. I think either like probably mid, jungle, support, top, AD carry. That's how I would rank it most of the time. There's a couple of, like, you could argue jungle is over mid. You could also argue that top's over support, but I think that jungle and mid are the top two, and I think that ADC is the least a lot of
I
times.
lend my
An
aid.
ally has been slain.
How did she get caught and die? Did she get baited into a fight there or something?
To heal and protect.
Shut down.
I can't clear that ward. I'm just gonna have to give that to him.
An enemy has been slain.
It depends on which champ. Like, there is some like variation depending on which champs or
Never waste
person's
a
playing.
breath.
You know, if you're a really good top lane like champion that spikes kind of hard on single item, if you're a really good like Irelia player or something like that, or like Garen or something like that, you can definitely take over some games.
Enemy rampage.
That's just in general, and the reason that top is so low or like lower than middle is just because you can't roam as easily top. If you're very good with like teleport usage, then you know, maybe that calculus changes a little bit, but in general. Like, that's why I rate it the way that I do, because it's just, I feel like a lot of it's about roaming right now.
Killing spree.
Every
Shut
step,
down.
a new journey.
An ally has been
How did
slain.
she get soloed? Yeah, I think ADC is the weakest right now. I think that most professional players are going to say that too. I know that Doublelift has said that. But then I know it's also like, it's always really popular to complain that your role is one of the least popular roles, or like one of the least powerful roles, but the game's just too fast for ADCs right now, I think.
I heed their call.
Mid and jungle just have the highest roam
The
potential
whole world is
with
alive.
gold. Like, support can roam a lot too, but they just don't have the gold as well. So that's why I think support's number 3 over top. But you could make an argument that because top lane controls more gold, then they have more potential to carry. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad argument. Something in there's warded. Damn it. So, what?
Where
This is
are
warded?
needed.
Okay, yeah. Hey, thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. I mean, you can win with any role, you know? Like, it's not like it's impossible.
An enemy has been slain.
Please, Victor, do damage. Okay. I guess maybe it was bad of me to turn around. Maybe my Mobies were about to kick back in and he would not have been able to catch up to me. I thought maybe if I got one more Q though, then I could heal through his next E. But maybe that was incorrect. I have to decide now if I think I want to do Mikhail's. It does help out with some of
An
the
enemy has been
CC.
slain. Double kill.
Hey, what's up, Motohama? Right now it's Platinum 3. So my peak elo this season was Diamond 4, but we've been in kind of a rut the last few months. Right now we're P3.
Never wait.
You know, some people in the past have asked, well, why do you qualify? Why do you say you were D4, you're not D4 anymore? Well, it depends, because it matters to some people, like, what your peak rank was, especially in the not so distant past, you know, versus what it currently is. You know, someone that, you know, that was formerly like a pro player, for example, a lot of times will say they're a pro player because they have certain experiences and insights. Like, they're not currently there, but at one point they were. So they kind of know at least what it's like to be in a higher bracket. So that's why I mention that for people that haven't been on the channel.
I heed their call.
Because it could matter to some people, you know, the ethos could matter. If you've been in a higher position before or not. Because that could indicate that you might have the knowledge to get there, just something about the mechanics or the meta or something else is, you know, just being a little bit more difficult.
They never saw it.
beat him? Fizz is so unbelievably fed right now. Kills. Okay, we have Rift. Shaco just needs to split like a side lane or something. I mean, Yorick's splitting, and Yorick's pretty fed, so. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of. I think Quinn is someone who's gonna like Sanguine Blade too. I think Quinn's already starting to come back a little bit. But she's someone who's gonna want an AFK split all game that loves to get lethality anyways. She wants those isolation hits, so Sanguine Blade, if it comes out with the current stats, I think is gonna be pretty strong. He basically got soloed by... I don't even know that Swain touched him hardly. I mean, he obviously digs, he got the kill, but... didn't look like much of a touch.
Never waste a breath.
Yeah, I just don't know, because like those champs don't usually get lethality, but they might in the case of that, yeah. Jax. It just, you know, Quinn doesn't have to go out of her way. Like, she's already getting those items. I think, isn't it, it's still going to be a fairly expensive item, right? Like 3,000 gold. So you're going to have to choose, do you want Trinity Force or do you want this? They are getting rid of Spear of Shojin, so maybe that will be the big difference maker. The thing about Jax is a lot of his damage is magic.
Every step.
So he wouldn't benefit as much from lethality as some other champs. But, like, a lot of Fiora's damage is true damage. But, I mean, they might like it anyways. The last time I did look at the math on it, it was, it was like almost 150% efficient when the attack speed's going in the mid game.
The whole world.
I'm just trying to wave clear if I can. They're gonna get it right here, I think. Oh my god. Okay. How long is that route? 2 seconds? Okay, I guess I really do need Mikhail's.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Kai'Sa's just trying to trade kills, and that's just dumb, I think, most of the time. So many players do that, and, you know, you'll see pro players do that, or, like, challenger players try to do that, and the mentality is, I don't care if they get a kill, I need the kill so I can carry. I've talked about this in the past. I think that's a bad way of doing it most of the time. Because she's going to think in her mind, I have to carry these idiots, so it's worth it if I can trade myself for somebody else. But the problem is when you go all in like that, a lot of times something will happen, you'll miscalculate, you won't actually get the kill. So like the best case scenario is you trade, but there's a really high probability that you don't get the kill and you just feed, which is what kind of what she's doing. Like she's had some trades, she's 6 and 8, but that's still 8 deaths. That's better than 0 and 8, but it would have been better if she was just a little bit more conservative and she was something like 5 and 3. Am I gonna get? Yeah, I might get jumped. Oh. I don't know how I was that far out of position. I thought people were close. Sort of. I mean, I ran back into our jungle. I guess I just misread it. Where was I? I'm trying to remember where I was. So I was like here. Trying to ward. I think didn't we push up the wave? And I was just trying to ward this and then like immediately retreat. And then Jarvan was like on my screen, so of course I'm dead if I don't have backup. His engage range is like 2,000.
An ally has been slain.
An enemy
I guess I shouldn't have been up that far trying to ward. really falling off pretty hard here.
Has destroyed a turret.
And he's AD Shaco. It's not good. Yorick's doing a good job of splitting, though, for the most part, I think. Okay, Jarvan's bottom. If his catches me, too, I'm dead. And you're dead in a lot of situations as Soraka. We really need to try to group 5. I probably should not have blind picked Soraka. I don't know. I feel like she is very strong. If you like, the trick is you just can't die. Who beats Lucian? Depends on which stage in the game and what the situation is. If you're talking like in the laning phase, he's one of the better laners.
This is my path.
You know, like a talented Caitlyn or something like that can beat him. Yorick, come here. Somebody come get this.
Every step, a new journey.
Scared Jarvan's gonna kill me, man. Dude, if he's still sitting in the... Okay, he like literally had been sitting bottom. I just want some experience here. Shaco's splitting top. I know I'm not supposed to be technically with the Yorick, but there's really nowhere else for me to be right now. We're kind of 1-3-1-ing it. I couldn't give him vision at least.
For peace of mind.
Has been slain.
8 kills.
No, I think Vlad's pretty good right now. Yeah, if it's like a bad Vlad that just has like proto belt Zanyas or something, yeah, he's not gonna do that much damage. But if he starts to get a little bit ahead, I think that Vlad can actually be quite strong. But he's like high medium difficult. Like he's not like super hard to play, but you have to get used to him and get his timing. Like there's a lot of little tricks to him. I'm not super great on him, but just knowing like the timing on your Q really well and playing around your Zanyas in your pool to maximize those empowered Qs is like what makes a really good Vlad. Like you have to get the empowered Qs correct. Like that crap right there. Now we are simultaneously splitting both side lanes though, so Jarvan got back in time.
An enemy has been slain. Our inhibitor has been destroyed.
Wow, they're actually going for the win, huh? They might be able to do it. Shaco in general just feels like super weak. Oh, nice. Yorick just straight won the game. Go, Yorick. Is Visage a good item on Vlad? I don't think so. You know, you really just need to be able to heal, like... Your Q already has a ton of healing on it. You just need the damage. Like, the AP... just has a better conversion rate. Like, it gives you a lot of health. Yeah, I mean, well, they chose to try to split. Like, Yorick had an open lane once Jarvan was dead. He had his maiden out in a fat wave, and they chose to, like, try to race him mid when two people were gonna, like, or three people were about to spawn. Vlad mad. Well, it was annoying that Jarvan couldn't hold him, but, I mean, the Yorick was pretty fair. Like, Jarvan was not going to beat him one-on-one. Yeah, backdooring is super annoying. That's how it happened that game. Oh, he 1v1 the Fizz, too. Yeah, I mean... Yorick is pretty challenging for a lot of champions to 1v1. Like, he's a weird champ. You just don't see him, like, all that often, but... Yeah, she has it about 50%. She's only picked 14% of the time and banned 25. She better... I feel like she's better as ADC than support, but... Yeah, 50, yeah. Yeah, she's about 1% better as ADC. Yeah, there was a little post-game chatter there. There wasn't a ton, though. Oh, it's still messed up. Okay, we'll just wait then, I suppose. Yeah, Yorick probably loses to Tryndamere. It depends probably on how well Yorick uses his little gate thing. Yeah, he probably late game. And Tryndamere can hold his bend until after Yorick uses the gate so he can get through it. It probably depends on if the mocking shout gets him or not, like the slow on the mocking shout. Blitz.
Bond is a poor alternative.
I just don't think the game's very well designed for that. If you had like control of... Because the only way that would be good if it gave you like 1 HP on your splits would be like if you could use the abilities. Otherwise you just die instantly to like AoE. Yeah, I guess it could. So basically, like you're saying, if there's an item that gave somebody like a Shaco passive or like a LeBlanc or like a Shaco ult or like a LeBlanc passive or something. I feel like that's just, there's gonna be something to abuse that. It couldn't go to exactly 1 HP. It would have to look like it has the same HP as you do, or just the deception wouldn't work. I think it's just opening too many potential problems. Let's go Soraka again.
Let me guide you.
I mean, maybe an item that throws one clone of you in front of, like a Nico type of thing that throws a clone in front of you. Or even something that just like leaves a clone in its place. If you want an item that's trying to like, I guess like a Nico one where it just throws a clone that looks like you, like just straight forward. You could use that like out of a bush or something, or to block skill shots, or to, you know, just to block stuff like that. Like maybe. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Enrique? Yeah, I mean, you got another week. It's got to go 2 more divisions. Gold 2's not average. I think Silver 2's average. Yeah, I just don't think there's a real need for that. I mean, it's a kind of a cool item, but I feel like there would be abuse cases with it. Yeah, we'll stick with this. Item passive or item actives? I mean, there's no limit to the amount of items you could get. I mean, just everything in your inventory. I mean, the item that gives you more gold or the gold generating items for support. Anything else is going to be OP or difficult to balance around. I mean, it depends on what you mean by average. Like, statistically, the 100%, like, this is where half the people in the game are, is like Silver 2 or Silver 3. So that's how I would define average. But, you know, I guess that average, in some senses, could be a subjective word. Or within a certain range, maybe someone could argue the top 30 to 70% of people are average. I don't know. In a general sense of the word, I think when people say average, they mean somewhere around 50th percentile. Within a certain margin of error. And that's silverish. I don't know the exact one. It's definitely in silver somewhere, though.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Does she actually play? I can't imagine she actually plays League of Legends. Does AOC actually play League? I mean, she doesn't have time for that, does she? Oh, debated. Okay. I don't know. I know that she said something on some video game, like a stream or something. She like showed up on somebody's stream one time. I don't remember which game it was.
Never waste a breath.
Some congressman from Texas made it to Platt. That's pretty cool. Hey, I mean, I guess they could. You know, they got a personal life too. I know that she has played. I think she's played some kind of video game before. I didn't know it was League, but I know she showed up on some kind of stream. Yeah, it's. I think it's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or something like that. It's people just call her AOC. She's from New York. Probably one of the most influential, like, youngest Congress people, maybe ever. Regardless of whether you love her or hate her, it's like first term, she's like under 30, and she's having such an outsized impact in terms of like people talking about her. Just like the kinds of committees she's on and bills she's proposing and stuff like that. She's a workhorse, man. Whether you agree with her or not, she's definitely like trying to push the conversations forward. She's trying to force people to have conversations about tough issues. That's good. She's trying to get stuff done. She's not just like chilling, you know, making a ton of money off of like lobbying and special interests. I'm sure there's some of that going on, but she's not just chilling, definitely. Vayne is kind of hard to hit with stuff.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
This is my path.
I mean, maybe popular or loud versus popular. I don't know. I mean, she gets a lot of attention. I mean, I guess that depends. Like, the way that you're using loud would probably most likely be, like, popular. Popular doesn't necessarily mean that something's, like, good, though, you know? I'm not saying that all of her stuff or that, like, whatever. You know, I'm not passing judgment on necessarily the merits of what she's saying. I don't want to get too political. I'm just saying that, like, gets a lot of attention. Yeah, Kate does need to stay out of that bush. I've had people ask me why Caitlyn's don't stay in the bush more to, like, get those headshot procs, and the reason is kind of that, basically, is, like, you're just a lot more susceptible to skill shots as the ADC sitting in a bush. Like, the power of a support sitting in a bush a lot of times is they aren't constantly attacking the wave. You know, so they can kind of use that vision to their advantage.
Every step, a new journey.
Got a Vamp Scepter. The Vamp Scepter champs are really annoying, like, early on against someone like a Soraka.
Boom. Headshot.
Trying to get the Zyra kind of low so she can't all in as easily. Caitlyn's okay. You know, and a lot of times she does kind of feel underpowered, but I think there are definitely worse champs out there. I'd rather see a Jinx any day of the week, but... Oh, we missed it! That is unfortunate. Can we get Dragon? Wow, that Kha'Zix is low. Level 5. Is there a plant there? I mean, Kha'Zix could be down here. I think we just need to go ahead and get that. I guess we're staying one more. She's got to be super fed.
Every step, a new journey.
Okay. Just taking like half her health and damage to freeze. Sure.
To heal and protect.
I'm pretty sure we could have had that dragon when we pushed up and Zen was in river if we rotated. I don't know. Kha'Zix was on that side of the map. But I don't know if he would have had it warded or not.
By the power of the stars.
They're actually ahead of us. Bilgewater. How are they ahead? How is that even possible?
This is my path.
She didn't even have ult. What? Xin Zhao gets a flank on Vayne. Somehow gets outplayed and killed 1v1. It's like a meme.
The whole world in balance. I heed their call.
An ally has been slain.
I know she can pin him into the wall, but like,
An ally has
he had his
been
ult.
slain.
He used his ult and she didn't.
Enemy
Like,
has been slain.
he should be able to just charge in from behind and then ult to like push her into the tower. Or into range so I could do something. I couldn't get past the the Zyra, or I thought he was gonna have her. Something, I don't know. Zyra was like, oh my god. Yeah, you got killed.
Every step, a new journey.
Am I dead here? I might die.
To heal and
Of course the tier list is meant for solo queue. Why would I make a tier list for pros playing at Worlds? They don't need to listen to what I have to say. Who got stopped? Oh my god. Victor got stopped on the TP. No, it's fine. It's just like... I mean, it's cool if they want to listen to me, but yeah, I mean, it's intended for solo queue.
I lend my aid.
Because it's obvious, it's different, right? Like... It's a completely different sort of game environment. Solo queue versus like pro play at Worlds.
Where am I needed?
Well, Kate's just punished because she doesn't know how to position. I mean, because we didn't punish them hard enough in the laning phase. Like, we were up at one point like 20 CS, which is pretty good, but she's just not like using traps properly to zone the Vayne office or like pressuring her on CS enough. Now I'm getting run down and murdered.
I heed their call.
Shut down. Shut down.
Okay, nice. Alright, maybe there is hope. So they did switch. So... Oh my god. She literally netted back into him. Not only did she not set down a trap, or I guess she missed her trap, you literally just set your trap on top of yourself and then walk backwards. Not only did she miss her trap, and she only set down one trap the entire time, but she netted backwards into him. If she actually netted correctly, netted the right way and hit him, and then did like a headshot, trap him, and then I hit him with Q, I think we could have turned it around and killed him.
Every step, a new journey.
I mean, Jax is a very good champion, but that was 100% we screwed that up. Like, that wasn't Jax being OP, that was just Caitlyn being bad. But I mean, Jax is too strong, I think, in general, but that play was not, that was not a Jax thing. That was the person playing Caitlyn thing. Caitlyn does have the tools for us to be able to 2v1 that situation. We just failed. Caitlyn, hit him, set down traps. God, Caitlyn is probably like one of the most tilting champs out there because she has such a high potential and just everyone screws her up. And it seems like she shouldn't be that hard to play. Like, it's literally just set down traps. Yeah, I mean, Jax is strong, but I don't want to let Caitlyn off the hook there. Like, there were definitely things that we could have done to win that fight, despite Jax being strong in general. Why are you trying to 1v1 him? I guess trying to bait. What? No fucking way! Alright, well I guess we got one of them. Well. I mean, Easy's a pretty tilter too, because he just should never die. Caitlyn's kind of like Easy 2.0. Yeah, no, that was a fail.
I heed their call.
I thought that slow was going to be enough to get him. Like, that someone would step up, but I guess, I don't remember the situation on the mini-map. I guess no one was close enough. We had Riven running him down. But I think he was able to leap over to, like, the minions or something. We have a lot of early game champs that are like beating, and that's not a good thing typically. Like Caitlyn and Zen really have to dominate the early game, or they just don't do anything. He's actually gonna run me down right in front of Victor. Jesus Christ, dude, you have 100% health. Like, actually step up. Dude's like running over here when Jax is on the tower, and there's like a Soraka right here, man. It's like, at least be near me. Like, come on. I'm not sure it's gonna matter though. Jax is so fed. It's like he's chasing me behind our inhibitors, like between towers and our base. I guess he eventually did die to it. I mean, I agree that Caitlyn I do not like to see on my list. I mean, there are some champs that I would like to see less than Caitlyn, but the thing, like, Caitlyn has the potential to be, like, a good champion, you know? Oh my god. Was that, did I hit that or did someone else hit that, right? Or did the Caitlyn hit it to troll me?
Where am I needed?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a massive difference between challengers and plat. But yeah, Caitlyn is one of those champions where it's gonna be really pronounced. I mean, but yeah, the difference between even like a Heimerdinger challenger and a Heimerdinger plat is gonna be just astronomical. But yeah, I mean, she is one of those champs where, you know, you're pretty worthless if you're not playing. Like, there's not really an average Caitlyn. It's like either you're really good and you dominate, or you're a waste of time. She's just a tempo champ. Like, people play her as just an auto attacker, and she's really more of a caster. Like, she's a lot closer to something like a Jin than she is to a Jinx, and a lot of people try to play her much closer to Jinx. Like, you need to be getting headshot combos. Like, if you're just sitting there auto-attacking with Caitlyn, you fail. If you're not consistently getting trap procs, net procs, hitting your Qs. Because her attack speed is terrible to begin with, so she doesn't scale very well with Zeal items. She's got like a 0.56 attack speed. And she doesn't have any attack speed steroids. So, like, there's nothing in her kit that gives her extra attack speed, versus most other mainstream champions have something that gives them over 50% extra attack speed. So, you know, if you're just standing there, and she's fairly immobile and slow. So, you know, if you're just standing there auto-attacking, Caitlyn ult. Jesus H. Okay, she got him, but like, I wasn't sure if she was actually gonna ult or not. I should have ulted faster. She's got deleted. I mean, I Q'd and W'd her, but she could have also not gotten hit by E on a champion that has like 3 dashes every 10 seconds. I can't get anywhere close to that guy. A champion that does that much sustained damage should not also do that much burst. I don't mind if Jax auto attacks you, you know, like 5 times and does 2,000 damage, but when he just like jumps on you and instantly does like over 1,000, in addition to, you know, having whatever he has over 3,000, well, I guess he has hell of a lot of health. He's got too many things. No, well, I was first pick, I think. I was an early pick. No, Alistar's not great in pretty much any situation right now. Like, he's been nerfed a lot. And I was a fairly early pick, I think. I don't remember which pick I was, but I didn't have full visibility of their team. I don't think. No, and Alistar is pretty bad into Zyra. Because you don't have enough damage to really kill her. And, especially with Caitlyn, it's just bad. Alistar's just, there are just so many other champs that have a similar engage that are just more effective. Poor Alistar got like 50 damage taken off of his E or something last year, and he just never really recovered. Sometimes he gets picked in pro for like, because he does have really hard engage and he can tower dive pretty easily at 6, but most of the mainstream champions, he's kind of a victim of Conqueror too, because like his special thing used to be he goes in and he can't be killed, you know, at the very start of the fight. But now it's just like any champion with Conqueror gets kind of like a free Alistar ult for 2.5 seconds. It's not quite the same thing, but that took away his uniqueness, because now so many champions can dive early because of, did I say Conqueror? I meant Aftershock. I don't think Jax's leap should do 0 damage, but they just need to dial back his ratios a little bit or just something. Like, either, like, I don't know why he gets 70 free armor and magic resist on his ult when it gives him so much extra damage, too. Like, make it scaling, you know? Just like Aftershock, just say, okay, he gets a percentage of his resistances. So if you want to get a tank item on him, then it becomes a bit more efficient. But he shouldn't, like, get free flat resistances. I mean, that should be pretty obvious from every other champ they've had to nerf that's like that in the history of League. I mean, they are removing Spear of Shojin from the game, which is a thing that has made him, like, really strong for a while now. But he can still get, like, Trinity Force. There's so many items he can get plus Trinity. It's like Trinity plus Sterix, Trinity plus Gunblade, Trinity plus Gensu's. Garen's OP right now, man. But yeah, I don't think that Alistar is in a great spot. If you want to run something like Alistar, I mean, it's not like you can't win with him. Like, he's got a 0% win rate, but I think that something like Nautilus or Leona is gonna be similarly tanky and also have much more CC. I don't know who Dazzler is. Yeah, Garen's really strong right now. I guess his win rate has fallen off a little bit. Did they do something? They nerfed his E damage a couple of patches ago. To me, he just seems really strong. I mean, Kale's still really good. I think that Blitz, depending on what you're playing, can also be a pretty good ban if you're gonna play, or if you want to have the option of playing an Enchanter. Yeah, I know his ult scales, but I'm pretty sure... Does it give... Hold on, let me see. I thought it gave a high flat amount. Is it just that it scales with AP and AD? Yeah, that should not be a thing either, if that's the case. Like, the formula, there's 3 things in League of Legends, 3 main things to look at when trying to consider if a champion's OP. You've got damage potential, especially burst damage, defensive capabilities, and mobility. Okay, that's like the holy triangle of power in League of Legends. If a champion has all 3 of those, they're OP. Right? A champion should not have all 3. If they have 2 of those, they're usually good. If they have 1, they're usually a fail. Now, obviously, it's a huge generalization. There are other things. Certain champions have really good utility or other stuff that they do. But in general, if they have all 3 of those, they're too good. And Jax is a champion that has all 3 of those. And has for a long time. You know, Jax is really, his only downfall is that, like, his early game's not amazing, but it's not, like, terrible either, I don't think. Okay, you're right. He doesn't, it's not like an obscene amount of base. Yeah, it should just not scale that much with bonus AD or AP. I'm not even sure if it should scale at all. It should just give him a flat amount, I think. Something about him. Either he needs to be tankier and still do a lot of that damage. I mean, he already has Counter-Strike to prevent a lot of damage up front, you know? And he can itemize into things like Gunblade to give him some lifesteal. I mean, hell, he could still build a defensive... Like, he could just go Trinity and get a lot of defensive items and still be okay. I would not get those big ticket items as 3rd and 4th items as Alistar. I mean, it's up to you, but like one of the nice things about Alistar is he is really difficult to kill. So you shouldn't need to get like what I would call selfish defensive items like that. Like I would get more team-oriented items. Like, I think most tanks are probably going to want the forward item. Hold on. So it's mid lane Lux. I might just dodge this. I mean, I could go Janna here, but it's so risky with Draven. I mean, Tom Kench too, but...
The Tempest is at your command.
Alright, well, we went double heal. I don't think they need to remove his counter strike. Like, that's one of his, like, he's supposed to be able to counter auto attack champions. That's what I like. He's supposed to be good at breaking tanks and potentially like countering other melee auto attack champs. Like, that's kind of his identity. He just shouldn't have, like, Shojin is definitely like too crazy on him. I feel like maybe I should have dodged this, but well, we got good win rates on our champs, I guess. So I think Counter-Strike's fine. I think just make him killable. I think that's fine. Like, you know, people like the flashy, people like the big damage. That's fine. Just make him killable. Well, it's always Trinity, I think, on Jack's first item. And then after that, it might be more situational now instead of always Shojin. Well, it's definitely not going to be Shojin.
As you wish.
So historically, Leona is pretty good into, Janna's pretty good into Leona, but they've done a lot to change that matchup over the last couple of years. I mean, the biggest thing they made that a lot of people just didn't even really talk about very much was they changed the tornado timing to where it's a lot slower than it used to be.
In harmony.
So yeah, I don't mind if he wants to do a ton of damage as long as he's killable. Nerf Yi. I agree with that. I think Yi's too strong under Diamond. He's killable at least. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what. Just take away true damage off him. Just make him do physical damage. Just with the bonuses instead of true damage, just make it bonus, like bonus AD or something like that, or bonus on hit damage. Like on hit magic damage, just something other than true damage.
Ease.
I just think true damage is a really toxic stat in general. I'm like warding that early because I have Ghost Poro, so that'll see like if I think Ghost Poro should stay up and should cover Scuttle. That'll see if he tries to do like a weird invade or something. It's unlikely, but also just want the AP a little bit faster off of Ghost Poro. So we're just trying to survive in this lane and scale. What the hell? How'd you take so much damage? I'm gonna try to get in a couple of hits here if I can. I went Guardian to try to prevent some of the burst on the Leona all in. instead of Aerie, which is questionable. Like, I think that Aerie in general is a lot better on Janna, but this is a very dangerous spot to be in. I took the shield just because it's a lot more reliable. And then the tornado.
Swiftly.
So I held on to my heal because I assumed she was going to use hers first. Okay. I think true damage should not be something that's repeat. I just think in general it's particularly toxic for the game. There are a couple of champions where I think it's okay, like Vayne is okay, or they could make it like every so often. Maybe his double attack triggers a true damage proc, but not every single auto. Once again, we got someone trying to overextend and basically trade kills. And it's just always a fail. We got kind of carried by the Yorick split last time, but Yi's over here like counter jungling. Counter jungling is just such a waste of time in this meta. Like, I hope they change that some in the preseason because, like, right now the best decision is basically always just gank 24/7. Yeah, we're just trying to scale as much as we can here. We didn't take, people might be wondering why not Spell Thieves, because I knew we were going to get smacked in this lane, and I just want to make sure that I'm getting some gold to scale into the mid game. It's pretty much a given we're going to lose this lane. Like, as soon as she locked, like, blind picked Jinx, and they locked in Leona plus an aggressive ADC, it's basically a loss, so I'm just a lost lane, so I'm just trying to scale into mid game. We can outscale him if we don't fall too far behind, but Kayn is just gonna sit here. Can we roam middle?
Swiftly.
I'm just backing. I gotta get stuff.
In harmony.
They should push. Yeah, they're pushing. I mean, that's basically it, Ogrex, is Yi does too many other things. Like, it's okay on Vayne, because that's her whole thing. Is that she's supposed to be, it's every third hit instead of every hit. And she has, like, pronounced weaknesses. I mean, like, Yi is kind of weak in the jungle, but as a jungler, you don't have to lane, so you can just avoid the enemy jungler and farm. But, like, Yi's thing is he gets so much attack speed and so much mobility, like, with his alpha strike and his double strike. Like, there are just so many modifiers stacked in to abuse the true damage, where Vayne is just, like, she just has to land normal auto attacks. She doesn't have ways to dodge skill shots or become untargetable. She does get a lot of movement speed, but it's just not as many steroids. She doesn't have anything that gives her extra attack speed. Whereas he has something that I think gives like close to 100% extra attack speed on his ult. So it's just like his kit is just different, and it's just way too much damage. She does have stealth that you can use, but she's still like, I don't know. I feel like she's okay because there's so many other things that she's bad at. Like, she's just not that great in team fights, for example, and she's really vulnerable when she's alone in a side lane. There's all gonna sit here, huh? Hit me for a 228 damage basic attack. That's a third of my health. I guess I could have flashed it. I honestly didn't think one auto was gonna get me.
Upon the wind.
I might have to get tabbies, I think. Yeah, I probably should have dodged. I mean, this lane's really bad. Wait, what?
As you wish.
I don't think it's biased. I think it's honest. Like, you asked me why it's better on Vayne. I mean, the simple answer, like, there's no way around it that Vayne is just weaker.
With ease.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, that's the answer. That's why it's okay on Vayne. Because she has other weaknesses in her kit that compensate. Like, she pays a heavy price for having the true damage. He doesn't really pay that many prices for it.
Swiftly.
I don't understand what the disconnect there is.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm not sure why else I would,
An ally
in
has
theory,
been
think
slain.
that it's okay on Vayne, but not okay on E, unless I thought that Vayne was inherently weaker. It's just there's so many, like, it's the multipliers. Like, there are so many multipliers. Okay, I mean, I guess I don't understand what you're trying to say then. Like, there are a lot more multipliers on E. Like, he gets a lot of extra attack speed, and he has a double strike that also works with Gensu's, so that he can get like a triple strike. That's why. Like, Vayne doesn't have extra attack speed multipliers. She doesn't have double hits. She doesn't have a lot of the things that E has. And it's not every hit, it's every third hit. Like, that's the difference, is that he just puts out a lot more true damage than she does when he gets 3 items. I mean, she does have other things. Like, yeah, she can turn invisible, she's got really good mobility, and she can kite, and she's ranged. You know, there are a lot of differences, but I think Vayne is true damage done right because it's a large portion of her power budget. Like, she loses a lot of other stuff in order to pay for that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's subjective, so I mean, it's just how much you value the different portions of their kits on whether you think they're OP.
An ally has been slain.
As you wish.
I mean, I assume Malphite's going, like, he's going Nashers? I thought he was going Trinity or something. Why would you start with Nashers instead of Luden? Jinx as a champion is good. This particular Jinx is not great, and this is a very bad matchup for Jinx. This is one of the worst matchups you can draw up. Like, Leona is so tough to deal with, and we've been camped by this Kayn mercilessly, as he should do. I mean, their jungler's just been running circles around our jungler. We do have some kill. Like, Yi does have a couple of kills. He did get ripped, so he's doing stuff, but we were gonna lose bot for sure. But we should, I feel like we should have won top. Maybe mid. Should be closer than it currently is, but... Yeah, I mean, they're gonna rotate.
Upon the wind.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Jinx is getting some free farm, bot lane.
In
Oh shit! Damn. Oh, we got the Leona anyways. God, that was so much damage. Oh, Jinx backed. Okay.
Turret
How did we get that
plating
kill?
will
I guess it was an
soon
ignite or something. Everybody was focusing the Leona instead of the Fed Draven. It's like, guys, hello? We'll think. I guess we'll get, I'm not super excited about it. I guess we'll get Mikhail's just to cleanse the Leona stuns. What a lousy game. I mean, it's okay. Like, we're in it. Like, the early game was going to be pretty rough. I just think with the Kayn being that fed, especially if he goes blue Kayn, I need to go Tabby. Obviously, you want to go Mobies most of the time on Janna, but
enemy has been slain.
Kayn's pretty much unavoidable damage.
as you wish.
I mean, they weren't going to be able to kill him.
Ally has been slain.
To stand aside, knock him out of invisibility, I'm not actually sure about that one.
Ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
I'm not going to be able to get
Turret
top.
has been destroyed.
I can't push that fast enough either. I guess I can try to rotate.
Swiftly.
Where's our team? Like, Jinx is up there farming golems? What? Dude, if Jinx actually rotated down there, I'm pretty sure we could have cleaned that up. Like, why is she top? There's not even, there's no tower. There's an infernal spawning. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm not up there. Like, why is she up there farming golems? Instead of, like, pushing bottom. Okay, well, at least Teemo gets top.
As you wish.
Progress.
Swiftly.
I'm probably not playing Senna, man.
Upon the wind.
I don't think she's that great right now. I did play her one game the day that she came out. I mean, maybe, you know, if, you know, we might play some more Senna if we get demoted down to P4 one more time. I don't think we'll have enough time to make another run, make a final run at Diamond. So if that happens, you know, we might try her some more. But
Breathlessly.
I mean, her win rate's like not that bad. Especially for like a new champion people don't understand. Ult and Malphite? Oh, he doesn't have ult. Meme is real. What? What? She already has that back? She got her ult back faster than Jinx respawned from dying to it. I mean, I guess she's got presence of mind, but that's interesting. I know it's a short cooldown, but yeah, this one should have been a dodge. Or, I mean, I could have tried, like, Tom Kench or something also. There are still some pros that are running Kench. It's just... I don't know. I love Tom Kench, but...
Swiftly.
He's been nerfed so hard, and you're just, like, so reliant on your AD carry not being a turkey. And Janna, like, later on can typically peel pretty well, but it's the problem is, if you die that much in lane early to a Draven...
The tempest is upon them.
I mean, they're probably on Baron right now, right? Teemo's like, nah, man. I mean, okay, let's get Baron, I guess. I mean, we can't do that much to stop it, but maybe Teemo could throw some shrooms over the wall or something. I don't know. Something.
As you wish.
I mean, Draven's gonna come back with literally 3 items to her 1. I don't think Jinx counters Draven. Especially not when there's a Leona involved. Yeah. Like, late game, if she has, in a team fight, if she has proper peel, she can counter him. But I think in lane, he's always going to have an advantage. I mean, it depends on the supports too, but... Well, only if it's open field, like you can't throw your zap through minions, you know? I mean, by that measure, also every auto attack Jinx has on a minion wave should be an axe to the face too, you know, under like perfect play circumstances. And he just has a lot more like flat damage than she does early. Emo's got that split push on lockdown though. I mean, it doesn't matter though. I mean, there's very little that like is gonna counter Draven in lane, like a good Draven. And he does so much base damage. Really has to be jungler camp or like support difference, or just like really conditional stuff like Misfortune gets a Q crit off a minion every time or something like that. Yeah, our team's pretty bad. I should have just dodged it. I don't know why I did it. I don't know, sure. Hey, thanks, Jesus. I appreciate it. Timo almost carried us, man. He almost got us there. He was only down, what, like 50 CS to Aatrox, and he ended up 2 and 5, something like that. Yeah, but, I mean, y'all can say that, like, you know, Draven's axes are a huge liability. Everyone's going to hit him with skill shots. So people really don't do that often. I mean, even in, like, pro play where Draven is picked in a certain circumstances, he doesn't get punished, like, as easily as it seems like. Like, in theory, yes, you know where the axe is going and you can, like, land all sorts of skill shots, but it has to be open field most of the time. You know, like, a lot of times Draven's going to have minions in front of him. And if it's some kind of, like, engage, he has stand aside to knock people aside, too. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to, like, Leona engage or, like, Nautilus engage when he lands a hook. Like, he still has other options. And he does a lot of on-hit damage. I don't know. Like, you can definitely draw up in theory craft, like, how to beat Draven with a bunch of skill shots and things like that. But it just does not happen in most elo brackets. Like, he ends up winning most lanes. And, like, most of the time, if Draven loses, it's because he ints, he goes too hard for kills, doesn't understand limits, or he gets camped really hard. Or, I guess, if there's some kind of, like, major support difference. I'm pretty sure Morg was banned. I was not having a lot of success with Nautilus and Leona in this elo bracket. People just don't follow up stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, once again, there are lots of things people can say. Yeah, Draven this, you know, Draven that counters to him, but I mean, the truth is, he's still going to be one of the best laners, one of the best AD carries in the hands of someone who knows what to do with him. He's not that easy to play. You can definitely screw him up, but should have maybe banned Morg. Okay, they banned her.
Let's dance.
I mean, we'll see, Yogg. I'm just gonna stream as normal and see where we go into the weekend. I'm not gonna be able to stream a ton tonight, unfortunately, because I have to get up for this 8 a.m. class. I mean, the students in the class are cool. Like, there's some really fun students in there, but this 8 a.m. business is really hard. when like half your income comes from staying up until like basically working a third shift, or like half of a second or third shift. I don't know, whatever. Staying up really late until like 3 a.m. What keystone is Easy gonna take when they remove Klepto? Yeah, possibly Fleet. I don't think Conquer. And it's gonna take him, because you can't charge it on minions. The old whatever what was it called? Battle Fervor Battle. I think you could stack that on minions, but this you can only stack on champ. So I've heard people say Comet as well, like maybe for the Pope. Yeah, maybe Fleet. Just trying to think, like the new on-hit stuff would be good on him, but his Q can't crit. So like the new Storm Razor, and like Static Shiv, like being able to proc that off of his Q, which I think it can. Oh Jesus. I guess we have enough carry potential. Teleport Ezreal though. I think they're gonna have to buff Ezreal in some way, because like without the Klepto it's gonna be so difficult for him, because right now he can kind of, he's not even in a great spot right now, but he can kind of get away with it because like do all right because Klepto gives him enough gold to get through the early game a bit faster. I feel like Ares, you right now you 100% need Klepto and Ezreal. There's no other option. But yeah, I mean, it's got to just be something range that pokes well. So, you know, Comet potentially. If I had to guess, I'd say probably Comet. Although Fleet, I think his Q can proc Fleet for some extra movement potentially. I wish the Energizer items weren't also crit items. I wish there was something else about them, like higher AD, just for like, because I feel like there aren't that many like good poke ADC options, and that would be a nice sort of thing. But then they wouldn't have a lot of synergy with other
doing the right thing was
items.
I'm way more fun now.
Minions have spawned.
Klepto is getting, yeah, it's pretty much what DM said, or what Ogrex said, is that it's just getting abused too much in pro. Dude, you better watch out. Like, I guess they don't have that much engage, but a bunch of champions, especially top laners, like they're not removing it because of Ezreal, they're removing it because of the litany of champions top lane that have been abusing it, like range champions, like Cannon, Nico, whoever the flavor of the week is, it's a range champion that bullies out melee's top. They said they really don't want range champions top.
I was just laughing at how bad your joke was. We will never speak of this again.
They want it to like not be as oppressive as it currently is. I think they said that was one of their design goals, is to have top be primarily melees. Gangplank. I mean, Gangplank can do grasp. It's just like, I don't think they should fully get rid of it. Like, I think what they should do is just make it to where it doesn't drop bags of gold. Like, that's it. It's that simple. Just make it to where it drops items. Like, you get a bunch of items off of it. That's what you get. So it's like an early game thing that just helps sustain you through the early game, but you don't get to cheat the curve on items. You get a bunch of potions. Like maybe some elixirs or something like that. That really shouldn't happen. I guess that's Ignite versus TP.
I love evil. Evil loves me.
They're just kind of giving us a free lane, even though we don't have a combat summoner. Jesus Christ. Teleports back to lane, dies immediately again. I mean, they could also try lowering the gold amount if they didn't want to completely get rid of gold. I think getting rid of the summoner in general is kind of... I just don't like getting rid of things. Most of the time. Just try to balance it. I feel like it is balanceable. Just get rid of the gold. Yeah, most people may not take it, but like for tough matchups where you just kind of need to get through early, like something like Kale, I think people still might take it. Or like Ezreal, maybe. I mean, you can still sell the potions later. They just, it's not as much as the bags of gold.
An enemy has been slain.
They shut him down? No, they killed somebody else. Wow, that's a lot of long swords. I guess he's, yeah, he has to go for the Hydra early, because of the way that the Hydra works with his third hit. It's pretty OP. I didn't know about that until I saw a Kled do that a while ago. Holy crap, can I move yet? Between the Janna knockup and that Zaya's E. They really need to nerf Zaya too. As much as I hate to say it, she's just too strong. I mean, they did, I think, like last patch or something. They just, it's not enough. Like, they nerfed her attack speed off of her W, like, late game. She just does, like, too much burst and has too much zone control with her feathers. And you just nerf the damage that her E does. Per feather, probably. New one looks pretty trash. Unless they narrow the, like the ones you can get to ones that are actually useful.
I'm just helping it along.
Hey, thanks, Christoph. I just don't even know who would take that. I think Unsealed Spellbook has potential. I think they need to make it to where you can swap earlier, though.
Living the dream.
Okay, good. So we got a decent back timing here, so if we can keep them off of BF Sword, which it looks like we're able to do that, hopefully. Alright, good. Yeah, they don't have any mana either. Oh god. Now Kled's just running over other lanes. Kled's good. He was banned some at Worlds. I don't know why people don't play him more, because I feel like he definitely has the potential. I got baited. I have to body block if there's a Q going on here. Yeah, I wish Unsealed was a little more viable, though, because I think that could potentially be really fun on Rakan. If you could start charging it earlier at, like, maybe, does it say it's 6 minutes or something? Maybe even just, like, 1 minute earlier, like 5 or something? Come here, you clown! Jesus!
Can't kill evil. You can wear it like a sweet cloak.
That really hurts. That hurts my soul. It's like literally he's under no threat. Nothing. There's absolutely zero reason why he can't walk close to that wall and let me jump. I literally just jumped to him. Like he knows Rakan has a jump. I just jumped to him. Jesus Christ. I understand sometimes why people are maybe scared or something, like they're getting zoned off by somebody so they don't think they can jump and they could, but they're just not. But there's literally zero reason other than you have like 60 IQ to not let me jump. He wasn't even missing CS. I'm pretty sure. He could even sit there and throw Qs at the wave and still hit his CS and let me jump. Pretty sure.
An enemy has been slain.
I gotta try to not get too triggered by that. It's definitely a filter. Are you kidding me right now? He gets out? What?
Thanks, Riku.
He dives me under tower, gets binded. Basically ints for me, but doesn't actually die. God, I outplayed that so hard too. Rise is very strong this patch, yes.
Turn off the dark.
Am I gonna get cremated here? Yeah, I think I'm made. No! Damn, the fucking silence, dude.
Enemy has been slain.
The silence is real. That silence. Right there, that one. If I wasn't silenced, I'm pretty sure I would have lived. I think that was probably a bad idea to try to help out
I am
the Shaco, especially after Janna ulted.
Shut down.
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
Malzahar's ult's good. Malzahar's ult is iconic and unique. Bro. You just got soloed by Janna. I'm trying to roam to stop this Kled.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Does he have kick still? I wonder. This game's making me sad. I mean, Janna's good. I don't think Janna's necessarily OP. It was just me. I shouldn't have been there. That was just us being dumb.
Forget my name, just call for the third target.
Has been slain.
Cool, cool. We know 3 people are there. He tries to 1v3. You going AD? Okay, good. I don't understand why people are still going AD Shaco.
You're gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation. I only believe in myself. Ooh, and side.
No, Janna's passive hasn't been global since like season 2.
Woo! Being bad just feels so good.
Maybe season 3. It's been a very long time now. He's still chasing me? Gauge poison.
Has been slain.
Someone get this thing off me. Ezreal got that safety, man. 5 deaths, 2 and 5 playing Ezreal. Like, just play Jinx or something. I don't understand. How does Ezreal die so damn much every game? What's the point in playing him if you're gonna die 5 times? Maybe Shaco and carry. I don't know. Clyde's just obliterating everybody right now. I don't think Janna's a top 3 to master. I mean, I think she's a little bit harder than people give her credit for. I think she's probably like medium difficulty though. I think Thresh, Bard, Rakan. I mean, it is reactive. Rather than proactive, so you have to, you know, react to what the enemy's doing. Malzahar's there. So I think, you know, she's harder than something like Nautilus. I mean, part of that's always just going to be subjective, though. Oh, that was bad.
An enemy has been slain.
Shaco got him anyways, but he might die for it. Oh, he might get out.
Has been slain.
Yeah, if I hit her with that W, I could have ignited. He's harder than Sona, but I don't know. Like, whenever people start talking about difficulty, it's always a difficult conversation, too, because it's like, okay, like, something like Master Yi is really hard to support, too, because it's, like, bad. So it's like, are we talking about, like, does bad count as being difficult? Okay. Only force her ult. That's cool.
Evil never looked so hot.
You know, we're looking at how well, like, autofills can perform on the champion. We're looking at, like, you know, pro level versus everyday Joe level. It's tough. Yeah, I think it just depends on what kind of criteria you're using, but yeah, I mean, I think that she is trickier than a lot of people think, so I think that part's true. Because she's reactive. So yeah, you're not like making the call to make the play, but you have to understand when they're trying to make the play. And, you know, have good reaction speeds to it. Maybe? No. I shouldn't have wasted a I thought maybe I could run away, but it's too much. Bro, why? Now they know you're there? I don't know. Okay. Alright, I guess we get a tower, maybe? I got freaking flanked hard. Like 3 people behind us, like in our wolves or something. Whereas I thought they were all going to be positioning around Baron. Bro, if this easy dies, he's gonna die. Probably. Maybe not. She really wanted to kill me. I could smell it. Smell the tilt. Smells like Axe body spray. Heh. Can we do this, bro? Dude, it's an ace! What? It's literally an ace. Wait, he's getting Frozen Heart in 2019? I mean, I guess they have a lot of AD. Is that still a thing? I didn't think people built Frozen Heart on Rise for like years. Okay.
Rika,
I guess
did
I'll
not
get a
rescue you
theme
from a
snack.
cold red planet so that you could laugh at me. I rescued you so you could hold my mirror and tell me I look good.
Wait, he didn't even back? What? He's like super low. So hold up. We didn't get Dragon because he was too low, but he sticks around and tries to defend Dragon when he's really low. What? What's going on? I maybe could have killed him. I think it would have been a suicide mission though. I don't have Ignite. It might be Baron. Probably Baron. Yep. I mean, that's in a nutshell, hanging out in bushes, trying to make plays instead of making good macro, like backing and buying items and just giving up that dragon. Like, I think we should have, number one, we should have definitely taken the dragon. Someone get this clown? Like, is anyone seeing what this kid's doing? Like, how does he get away with this? Like, he's diving 2 towers. Like, number one, we could have gotten it because it was an ace. And we know there's no vision there. So we should have just taken it, the dragon, when there was an ace, instead of getting their blue buff. But then number two, it's like, okay, if you think you're too low and Cled's gonna roll up with his ult or something,
It's not that I completely
you know, you're like, dang it, I screwed up. I got blue buff instead of dragon, but it's too late now. You know, then you should back, heal, so that you can, like, maybe contest it if they don't go for it immediately, or at least be, like, in a position to get something else on the map and trade, instead of just, like, sitting in a bush hoping someone steps in it. I don't know. We're still kind of in it, sort of. I mean, the Rise is kind of powering up. Took a little detour. I don't even know what he's building right now.
I do what I want.
You need a death cap, bro. Or some big ticket item. Alright.
One less impact.
Your team has destroyed.
Meth head Kled. I like that. Yep. God.
Doing the right thing was boring.
Come on, Ezreal. Do your best to clear the wave, buddy. 10 years later. Sorry, Pedro. Yeah, just check in around like 10 or 11. You can follow me on Twitter too, at the StratProf. I'll try to get better about announcing when I'm streaming. You can join the Discord too, the Strategy Professor. It's just the name of the Discord. And that also sends out announcements whenever I'm streaming. So I really only use the Twitter right now to announce when I'm streaming. I might do some other stuff in the future, but I definitely will not clog up your Twitter feed with random stuff. Like pictures of my food or something. So if you want to get that, if you have Twitter, that's another way you can get notifications. I don't know, YouTube just doesn't do it sometimes. I just all of a sudden just like watering like crazy, like a freaking. I don't even know. God, it's just like.
An ally has been
Stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation.
It's got something in it that was like on my hands. I don't know what it is. Like a freaking chopping an onion, or it's just like a funeral or something like that. I can't even hardly keep it open. Actually, I have no clue what's going on.
has been destroyed.
3 and 8. God bless.
Dancing between the rules.
I mean, I've died 5 times too, which is not awesome. Why is he so hard to kill? I guess he does have a hell of a lot of items. He has 13 and 4. I think he's got like 5,000 HP or something.
I'm just helping it along.
I don't know if that TP was... Guys, we don't need the TPs. They're not even doing Baron. Like, what? Why would you waste the TPs? Now you can't split.
The dream of dark.
Although it's kind of dangerous to split against Kled anyways. It's like, at least it was maybe on the table. I mean, that's definitely worked right there. Okay, Ezreal just backed. Nobody's dying. Please, Ezreal, hit things. It's just hard to get through the Janna now. We just don't, like, Ezreal just doesn't put up enough damage. Maybe Rise with a couple more items, but the thing is Janna's gonna have more items too. They're not doing anything, I'm pretty sure. No. Jesus Christ, the Ezreal's middle. Yeah, if Ezreal rotated, I think we could have maybe killed them all. My God.
Life is way more.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Good in car.
I guess I just get control words for now.
Has disconnected. An ally has been slain.
Whoa! Danger brings out my bad side. Just kidding. All my sides are equal.
A summoner has reconnected.
Oh, now they get... Yeah, big dragon. I swear, if Ezreal just rotated over with the Rise, we could have won. Because I could have gone harder, it was just a 2v4, so I couldn't do it. But if he was there, I think we could have won it.
I do danger.
I just don't know why they don't just disable Ezreal and Kai'Sa under Diamond. Just disable the champions. At least Ezreal. Just make Tear of the Goddess unpurchasable on Kai'Sa, just like you do with like Tiamat on ranged champions. Just say Tear is now for like not Kai'Sa. Hey, awesome, Jason. Congrats, buddy. Like, are we really getting blue right now? Are we really getting blue right now? Like, there's siege in our base, double buff, with Dragon and Baron, and we gotta go get this blue buff. Gotta have that blue buff, baby. Should have let Ezreal down. Blue buff secured. I mean, to be honest, it probably wouldn't matter. But if it doesn't matter, why not just AFK in the pool? Like, clearly he thought that getting blue was a higher priority than protecting inhibitors. And are we demoted off of that? I think hopefully we had enough to... We're at 0 now. I can't remember how many we've lost in a row. I think we lost 2. Might be 3. Yeah, fuck. I mean, maybe... I just can't play that much more tonight. We can do a little bit. Maybe if we win the next 2. Well, did we lose 3 in a row or 2 in a row? It's just so stupid how you just get demoted off of 1 loss at 0 LP. I think if they're gonna demote you at 1 loss at 0, they should promote you at 1 win at 100. Like, why can't it at least be symmetrical like that? You get that in lower elo bracket. Like in gold and lower, you get a free win in promo, so you only have to win one. But in higher brackets, you got to win 2 out of 3. And so it just, like, really tries to push you down. I'm not playing Teemo support. I'm not going to start throwing games. It's YOLO. This item is disabled for Kaisa. That's right. So, lost 1 at 0. Gotta win. Because when you look like... I would go down. I've explained this like a million times. It's just so frustrating. Because, like, if it was just a flat system... You know, if I was at whatever 30 LP before these 3 losses, and then I lost 3 games with 17 each... You know, I would lose 51. So it's like, okay, then I should be at 79 LP in the lower bracket. It's like, okay, fair enough. Like, that's what happened. I just don't even know what we blind pick here. I mean, Blitz is up, Morgana's up. But like effectively, it's like I've lost. it's definitely 25 lower, but then it's more than that because you have to win 2 out of 3, so you got to win 2 more at like 17 average or whatever, and it clips you. So if I have 75 LP and I win 2 17s, it clips you on the way up. It clips you on the way down too. But like instead of going up 34, I only go up 25. So I have to win basically 4 games to do the same thing. Where I went down 51, I would have to win 4 games and go up 68. So I have to win like 1 more game than I lose on the way down, including getting clipped. Triss top? No, it's probably Triss middle. I don't know. I just think it's broken. They should do like they do with TFT and just like say, okay, there just are no promos. You just are whatever you are. It's just 100 points per league. I honestly just think it shouldn't even be MMR. It should just be like every game is matched based on, so it's like Twitch jungle. I don't know if I got that off or not. Probably not. I just wish it would just be straight up like you gain 20, lose 20 every time. So you pretty much have to win 5 to go up. The hidden MMR just like, why do you need 2 modifiers? Like the matchmaking is 1 modifier that's supposed to match it fairly so that everybody's within, you know, like 15 or whatever. Like the only reason I can think of why they would need a double modifier with MMR plus the matchmaking system itself, sort of like a delta. So like, why do you need a delta instead of just having the normal number? Why do you need a derivative? Is for momentum. And I know momentum comes in, and I don't know exactly how it does, But if you go on a win streak, you start gaining more MMR, and if you go on a loss streak, you start losing more MMR. So I don't know why there needs to be that delta. Like, the only reason I can think of is, like, so that Smurfs can climb faster to get them out of the lower brackets. And if you're going to do it one way, if you're going to do it on the way up, you have to do it on the way down, I guess. I think on Soraka, Guardian is pretty much the way to go most of the time. I've tried it on like Janna and some other champs. It feels a little more lackluster on those champs, but on Soraka, I think it's pretty good. It's because you're autoing and casting Qs a lot, like you're actively, you know, hitting stuff, and so you're just not gonna get a lot of the good airy procs as a Soraka. But like Janna, you're casting stuff too, but you want to be putting your shield up first a lot of times because your abilities lower the cooldown on it. I'm just gonna board it then. Alright, I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna grab something real quick.
Minions have spawned. Breathlessly. With ease. I'll be right up. As you wish.
I don't think Ignite would have killed him. It's possible. Yeah, they're gonna hit World 2 first, probably. Oh, there it is. See you, Kamoy. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I think Soraka is really good right now. I think she is definitely a candidate for being one of the strongest, if not the strongest champ after the changes to bring tanks back a little bit more and nerf the aftershock hard engage bot laners. Okay. Bounces. I think she could have gone all the way on him. He doesn't have flash. She pansied out. What's with like these 45-degree angle bounces? Minions, man.
A wicked end for a wicked heart.
I'm pretty sure my shield was still on cooldown. Well, W maybe not, but I don't know. Maybe if I stepped into the bush a little bit more, maybe there's some other way I could position that, but
Swiftly.
An ally has been slain.
what's Janna combo, like the Q? It's got to be lined up, you know, symmetrically. You need to be like in a straight line, throwing it directly at them, at the angle where they're trying to move. You don't want to be perpendicular, so just try to line up like right behind your AD carry or like really close to your AD carry. If you're trying to use the Q to stop and engage on your AD carry. I should have shielded earlier. They dead again. Twitch is about to roll up, right? No, there he is.
Has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Reset. Wow.
Shut down.
Triple Doran. She's going kind of all in on the early game, huh?
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
In harmony.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
Seems an angel.
Okay. I'm staying really far back just so that if he tries to come in, maybe we can bait him. That lantern, why? I don't know. Maybe to collect a soul or something? I'm gonna wait on a book. I think I might have to go Ninja Tabby here.
Swiftly.
I'm gonna get Ardent first because Ashe is doing really well. Oh my god. Misfortune's trolling. Maybe you shouldn't understand what the word unique means. I guess it's not unique anymore. I mean, that is maximum early game power. Maybe she doesn't understand that it sells back for a really bad value. Which is obviously going to try to come hunt me down. Is he on golems?
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah. He's going hard on those, It's a Korean build. Okay, let's OP this.
Upon the wind. Breath.
Uniq. I think they might be rolling up on us here.
As you wish.
Dude, Ash, don't sit in the bush, man.
With ease.
Alright, so she was trying to like mask her ult, I guess.
Upon the wind.
No Twitch's top. Could have maybe done Dragon off of that. Our tempo is going to be pretty bad. Twitch is getting fed, so is Triss. So I'm going to have to get Tabbies, I think, because I might take some collateral damage. You know what? Whatever. I might just go Mobies anyways. They're just so much cheaper. Will help me maybe make some rotations. Yeah, they might. Well, no, they're just rotating. I don't know what they're doing. I know. We've been talking about her build.
As you wish. Breathlessly.
What are jungler doing? Oh, he's ganking top with Dragon up. And he's getting 1v2'd.
Enemy has been slain.
Never mind. He got one kill. Okay, barely. Yeah, you can't ever go top. Basically, like pretty much ever, but especially if Dragon's up. Twitching? Yeah. Wait.
An enemy has been slain.
It's me!
I thought Twitch had already used his ult. Maybe that was not his ult.
Swiftly.
Oh my god.
Shut down.
The boy genius is at it again. See ya, Jason. I mean, Misfortune's probably gonna win. Like when their ADC like feeds and does ridiculous stuff, they get carried. When my ADC feeds, sometimes they get carried.
With ease.
Enemy rampage.
As you wish. In harmony.
I don't think she's trolling. I think she's trying to win. I just think she's not that good, or maybe she's getting hustled by some Korean build or something. I don't know.
Has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
I can't. All I can do is hope that she's scared.
An ally has been slain.
Why does Ignite do like 300 damage? That's what they need to do to slow down the game. It's like Ignite should not be doing like early game 50% of someone's health. And late game, like, or even kind of mid game, like at 18 minutes, it shouldn't be doing like 30% of your health is true damage. It just feels a little extreme by something that is like just a point click, you know, that everybody can take.
Your team
Or a lot of people can take.
turret.
But what is the MF's build? It's called the I hope to get carried special, and it's working. It's OP. Build it every game. It's obviously OP. Yeah, she still got him. I mean, like, I imagine if there is actually a reason behind that, it's so that you can dominate the early game really hard. Because, I mean, these are, like, very efficient early game items. You know? If you're filling up your inventory with them, you are going to have more power than other people earlier on. It's just going to delay your build a lot. But really, her build is not that delayed. I mean, Ashe has 5 kills. And Ashe only has 2 completed items. And this guy's only a little bit behind. I guess all of the extra health does help you against all-ins, too. To an extent. So, I mean, I can kind of see, like, it's just like a super extreme early game build, you know? I could kind of see why Koreans might do it, especially against something like Nautilus or Leona. Where that, like, that whatever 400 extra health would really matter. But yeah, I mean, you're paying like 200 gold per item to do that in lost revenue. I'm pretty sure it's something like that. It's a lot. So you're paying 800 gold effectively, so like almost 3 shit. Almost 3 kills worth of gold in order to have a potentially better early game. Ashe is like, I sit AFK middle at tower. I don't help the support ward. I just ping him when he's trying to ward Baron. Yeah, it just didn't happen. It felt like after he was in the losing lane, he should have given up on that build, but I mean, it's working out for him. They're just sitting around hiding in bushes because we aren't applying any pressure. Like, no one's helping me ward, so they're eventually just going to get Baron. I guess they can't do it, like, yet. Obviously, Hecarim was able to get a ward in there also. Ashe is the kind of person that just, like, sits AFK at a tower and just, you know, cries about everybody else trying to do something proactive. She's gonna jump on me. She poked her little Yordle head out from that bush. She's right there, isn't she? Maybe she ran. We're just gonna, yeah, I mean, we're kind of out of position, but I need wards or we just can't contest it. Darius is top. I don't think he has TP. No. So yeah, I mean, we just can't contest. I don't think. I mean, oh my god, Twitch wasn't even there to secure it. Who TP'd on that? Galleon? Why, dude?
Swiftly.
An ally has been slain.
can still potentially come back and win. I don't know. It's gonna be hard with the Twitch because we don't have like. I mean, I guess Hecarim is hard engaged, but he's just not making good decisions. Why would you try to troll our own jungle? I mean, I guess that thing despawns, but. Oh, we got it. The tens. How many people are dead? A lot. Yeah, he didn't need to die. Bless Twitch. Fuck. Can I not even read the chat? God damn it. Twitch has to be like a top 5 or top 10 most annoying champs. They just shouldn't let champions be invisible for that long. I don't know. I don't think he's necessarily OP. It's just when he gets ahead as jungle, he's just so obnoxious. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Yeah, I think he's more annoying than Shaco because he stays invisible for way longer. Hey, what's up, X-Corone? I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, you'll probably want the new Relic Shield on her. Did you try it on the PvE? Because it has an execute on the PvE. It doesn't have an execute right now, which is a big difference. Anyways, that's got to be it for tonight, unfortunately. You know, we'll just keep logging on, playing every night. You know, it's going to be definitely a huge long shot to get back to Diamond by the end. We're going to have to win, you know, pretty much get a division a day, which means we have to go almost 100%. You know, if I'm Platinum 2 or something going into the final couple of days, maybe I can do like a couple of extra long streams. But otherwise, we'll just do business as usual, and then I'll have a lot of content for everybody next week with, you know, the PvE dropping, and I'm going to play just as much in the preseason, just like I do every night. Hanging out, trying to get some good games in and have some fun. I know, Sammy. I'm sorry, buddy. This 8 a.m. class is tough, man. Like, on some of these days, I have to get off early. You know, back in the day, I could stay up till like 4 when I didn't have a class till noon, but now I just can't do it. So I'll try to see if I can stay up a bit later tomorrow night. I also have to take care of my daughter, so it's like I just really don't have days where I can. Because back in the day, when I had my daughter, we had her in full-time daycare in Ohio because they didn't offer part-time. And so, you know, 3 days out of the week, I had no obligations during the day other than just, you know, like grading papers and all of that. But I could do that at my own pace. But now, you know, 2 days out of the week, I, you know, have to basically get up at like 6 for class. And the other days out of the week, it's like I can go till like 10 at the latest, but that's it. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see everybody next time.